Yo, what's up? It's your boy Carcino here. Let's get into it. Now, there's a lot of people out there in the world that wondered and was shocked why Jimmy Butler didn't stay with the 76ers. I'm one of them. I'm one of those people who was surprised Jimmy Butler did not remain with the Philadelphia 76ers. I knew that they had a $100 million contract ready for Jimmy Butler. The general manager had no problem in offering Jimmy Butler that contract, and they were ready to pull the trigger. Now, the problem was as this season went on, things changed to the point where Jimmy didn't want to be there anymore. And many people said, "What? What's going on here? Why is this happening so sudden?" And this is before they went into the NBA playoffs last year. Jimmy wasn't coming back. He knew it. Ownership knew it. And the team basically knew Jimmy wasn't coming back. Joel Embiid hoped and wished Jimmy would come back. When Jimmy was there, his scoring was up, his rebounding, all these things were going up for him, and he had someone he could rely on. But Jimmy is the guy who likes to be the guy that's the lunch pail guy. Jimmy Butler is the first in the gym, the last to leave. So when you see someone like Jimmy Butler, you pay them the ultimate respect when they come out on the court because Jimmy is someone who's going to work on his game religiously. Coming from Marquette, he was educated in the system of learning how to play the game, play off the ball, and he worked hard. He wasn't a high draft pick. He worked his way to multi-million-dollar contracts. That is how he did it. Hard work and effort and becoming a better player, a more efficient player, starting on the defensive end. So now, with all these developments taking place with the 76ers, he started to see there was some things all just off about them. First off, he never jailed with Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is very standoffish. He's kind of uncoachable. Don't really listen and kind of does his own thing. Him and Brant Brown don't really see eye to eye. Joel Embiid really don't bond with Ben that well. And it was obvious once Jimmy got there that the problem mainly was Ben Simmons' inability to improve. And when the game starts, he's afraid to shoot the ball. They don't guard him. He's got to penetrate more instead of staying on the outside and do more driving kicks. There's no way Ben Simmons shouldn't have or average double figures in points every night. He felt his drive and kick should be more impressive. His passing out of the post. Jimmy had some ideas as to, okay, I know where everybody else should be, but what is my role here? Because I don't think I'm being utilized right. And he was correct. There's no way Jimmy could be efficient if he's not able to see the floor, see where guys are in position, and getting the ball to the guy who needs it or has the advantage or the mismatch. Brent Brown coaching style did not fit Jimmy Butler's basketball IQ. The problem that Brent Brown has is that he does not have the trust of the team. They don't really respect him. It's like he got some young kids that's gonna say, "Yeah, okay, coach, okay, coach." Then they're gonna run out and do what they want to do, and they don't work as hard as Jimmy Butler. Now, Brent Brown loves Jimmy Butler and hates him at the same time because Jimmy's basically telling him, "You can't coach Brent. That's why I'm here, but we're gonna fix it. Don't worry about it. We'll fix it. But you can't coach Brent." So when you start seeing all of these situations apply themselves, Jimmy knew Tobias Harris was better as a wing player. He's a guy that should be on the wing and in the post, and that's it. Tobias Harris should never be handling the ball at the top of the key. Tobias Harris should never be somewhere shooting corner threes, and that's not his role. He should not average that many shots per game. Tobias Harris is not the guy you sign to a multi-year contract. That guy is a role player, and they try to use him more in a role of a Robert Ory. They need to use him to his advantages. Joel Embiid should not be at the top of the key as much dribbling the ball. That's the way Jimmy feels. They're ineffective when Joel Embiid is dribbling the ball a large percentage at the top of the key. He is correct. He says if he's at the top of the key, Ben should be in the paint then. And he should be there to get the ball on a mismatch against a point guard and go up and score in the post. That's what he needs to do. The man's like 6'10", and he's got point guards guarding him. You should be in the paint, posting up, getting the ball, appearing to be an offensive threat. Even if you're not, and you could pass out of the post, which would free up shooters like J.J. Redick and other guys who come off the bench. This is a known fact by the 76ers. They're a team that normally implodes in situations because they don't know what to do when the games become late. Jimmy tried to tell him, Jimmy Butler is trying to tell them, listen, man, I got this. Don't worry about what I do. Worry about what you do. Jimmy knew that if I let me conduct this, and we're going to win games. So they listened to Jimmy for a little bit, and they were winning games. A lot of games. But this makes Brent Brown look ineffective. And then getting Ben Simmons to respond to that wasn't going to happen. And Ben Simmons basically ignored Jimmy and wouldn't deal with him. Things of that nature. They really didn't talk. And he's like, this is what I got to deal with. Joel Embiid. This is what I got to deal with. He's my teammate. But we can win through him. Like we can win in spite of him being on the team. It was like management find a way to get rid of him. But they wouldn't. They're going to keep Ben. But they was like, next year, I promise you, he's going to work on his shot. 76ers promise they're going to make him more of an offensive threat next season. Jimmy been through that before. He been through the promises and them not coming out. Then him and Brent Brown bumping heads on decisions down the stretch of a game. And Joel is starting not to listen because he's shooting threes at the top of the key. And Jimmy's like, why are you shooting these threes? Big man, we don't need that. We need you in that post. And in the Toronto series, you saw Jimmy Butler step up and win games basically on the strength of Jimmy. And even the games they lost, Jimmy Butler showed up every night. And the fans were in the knot of the know as to why Jimmy wasn't coming back. When you see something like that and you're like, well, that guy's staying. No, he wasn't. He was already gone. The team got so many internal problems on the court, which one guy ain't listening to the other guy, that they're destined to lose. And they have the talent to win it. They don't have the discipline to win it. And that is the reason why you saw Joel Embiid play a game where he scored 0 points in 32 minutes. That is embarrassment. That is laziness. That's not even trying. There's no way you play 32 minutes and you're supposed to be a superstar in this league and you get 0 points. That's laziness. Lack of effort. How many of those shots that he took that night were from the top of the key? And Jimmy's not there now. So even though they're 11-6, same records as the Clippers, they look like a very disgruntled 11-6. They look a dysfunctional 11-6. No one cares about their record. They care about what the outcome is going to be when the playoff hits. That's how 76er fans look at it. And they're not optimistic. They were averaging almost 20 turnovers a game. Almost 20 turnovers a game as a team when the season started. That's not a team playing together. That's not a team that's practicing together. That's a 5 players that never met each other in life going on the court trying to play for the first time. They don't even get 20 turnovers a game. And at least average that. That's horrible. They're going to win some games. That's what they're going to do. Okay? That's what's going to happen. They're going to win some games. But what they're not going to do is turn its tide. Okay? They're not going to be able to turn the tide and do anything other than this is it. So when they don't have Jimmy to blame now. Jimmy's not there. He just went through the Minnesota situation. And it's the same thing in Philly. And everybody's like, look at Minnesota. They got better. Yeah, they had to. Because everybody after that was looking at Wiggins and looking at the cat to be held responsible. They weren't playing to their potential, so they start playing harder, start playing tougher. Everybody's microscope looking to see if they're lazy. So now the cat fighting with everybody. He's getting tough. He's got the reputation that he's soft. So Jimmy made them better players just by doing that. They may never give him credit for it, but that's what he did. Then you look at the rest of the scenario, the rest of the puzzle. Jimmy also Jimmy also did something else. Jimmy stepped up to the plate when others did not. He was going to take the last second shot of the game. And nobody was going to deny Jimmy of that when he was in Philly. Now, they have no clue on what they're doing in the fourth quarter anymore. I want Philadelphia 76er fans to be in YouTube Premiere. Hey, Premiere fans, since y'all get to see it first, send this video, share it with any 76ers fan you know, any chat group you might be in that have 76ers fans. They need to hear this video because I guarantee you they're going to 100% agree with what's going on. Your problem is Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is an uncoachable basketball player. And it is sad to say he's somebody who's stuck in his own hype. And because he's stuck in his own hype, you're looking at a guy who is another Lonzo Ball who can't shoot the ball. And when you're stuck in your own hype or celebrity, this just isn't a good fit for you. You know, it's not a good direction for you. Now you're looking at teams that are in disarray. Or let's say teams that are in the mix, teams that stay ready, teams ready to perform. I don't look at the 76ers and say, I respect that team. That team's going to do it. I just don't see it. I don't see it at all. And when Jimmy and Brent Brown had that blow up, Brent Brown is a very passionate man. You know, he feeds and fries on defense, and he goes off on the team. He challenges them, but it's just not getting through. And they don't really believe in the coaching no more. They just somebody be like, yes, coach, and they go out and do their own thing. That's not effective. That's not getting things done. So if you understand what I'm saying, let me know in the comment section. For everybody else who just getting it later or after the fact, my Cash App is Carcino, Karceno. For those who are new here, and definitely if you already subscribed, check your notification bell. Make sure it's selected to all. And if you're using mobile, make sure you're eligible to get notifications. That your notifications are set on your phone. Because there's some craziness going on out here that I don't control. You know, so just trying to make sure everyone stays up with everything that's going on and transpiring. Now, I want to know your assessment of Jimmy Butler and the 76ers. Do you believe this information? Do you believe all this to be true? Let me know in that comment section. Premiere, you know, you guys are going to put it right there live in the chat. And I respect all of you for that. Don't forget, the Streamlab is there also. I will be going live from a Streamlab either today or tomorrow or so that we can have everybody get everything across, you know? And that's that. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you for this ride. It's been a beautiful ride. I'm enjoying it. And we will talk again. Thanking you.